Welcome, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. This is a special edition of the Queendom Chronicles in partnership with the Limitless Leaders Lounge by Leticia Moshwe. Today, we are shining a spotlight on an extraordinary force for good, Sir Mohamed Sesay. He is the founder and president of the Sierra Leone Educators Association. He is the director of Care for Farmers Initiative and an active member of both the Domestic Workers Advocacy Network and the Global Schools Program. Sir Sessay is a certified professional humanitarian whose heart beats for community empowerment. With a background in community development studies, agriculture, and human rights education, Sir Sessay is a steadfast environmental activist and a passionate advocate for justice. In this conversation, we delve into the journey, the mission, and vision that he has for Africa that is led by a purpose and driven by change makers. So, welcome, Sir Sessay. I know that you wear very many hats, countless roles that you are doing within communities, education and advocacy, and environmental activism also. So, what can you say inspired your journey into becoming a humanitarian worker? And how do you balance the different roles, Sir Sessay?
Thank you so much, Dr. Leticia. I want to use this opportunity to say humble greetings to you and to the entire African Kingdom Federation members. This is a very big opportunity for me to share the work that I'm doing here in Sierra Leone. You asked me what inspired me into this journey. I came from a very remote community. Imagine if you are born in a community where there is no access to quality education, no school, a community where there is no hospital wherein people can go and have medical support, a community where there is no safe drinking water, and also human rights abuses is the order of the day. So it's really, really so sad. So I've been in this situation. My people have been experiencing this sad moment. So I thought it fit that I need to rise as a leader to see how best I can bring humanitarian support to the people of Sierra Leone and also to the community where I was born. So I started this initiative years back, aiming is to improve lives of people in Sierra Leone. So also, that is one thing that inspired me to go into this work because I want to reduce human suffering. And also, I specialize in community development studies and agriculture. So while studying, I was taught about global issues. Yeah, so I know how it affects, it has been affecting millions of people, like people, we still have people who cannot live with $1 for a day. You know, some people sleep without food, and also children's get sick without having medical support, so they end up died, you know. So it has been an issue that I want to address. So I have already got the knowledge in the university, so I want to make it practical. So that is another thing that inspired me, like, oh, I need to act. It's not about just having the theory, put everything to practice. That is another thing. Then also, I have been receiving support with friends, people I've never met before. You know, they have been helping me over the years because if I should have just depended on my parents, I could have not able to further my studies because of their status. So I receive a lot of helps to people. So I think receiving a support that led me to where I am today, I think I need to give back to the society. I need to support others who needed help. So this is how I came into humanitarian work. Like I want to give back to the society. I want to see that people who are facing human rights abuses, I advocate for them. I work as a mouthpiece for them. Then
Mm.
also children who don't have access to quality education, advocate for them so that they can have school learning materials, they can have safe learning environment. So this is how I came into this humanitarian work.
Wow. And I like what you said there as well when you said you have the support of the people around you. And it's so important to understand that we cannot do it alone. And when you're working, especially with what you're doing so much for communities, you need a group of people around you who are so supporting and also able to contribute their skills towards making things happen. There's a saying, they say a, a small, yeah, don't underestimate a small group with a strong strategy. And this is exactly what you're showing here. So, Sessay, the Sierra Leone Educators Association has been making waves in community education. Can you share a project or initiative you're particularly proud of and its impact on the local communities?
All right. Thank you so much. For Sierra Leone Educators Association, and I'm always so proud of this initiative because this is where my journey started. And there is one project that I'm always proud of, the Good Choices program, which it was introduced by Dr. Carey, who is
Mm,
who has been my mentor. He has been providing workshop with me. So from there, I decided to launch this Good Choices program wherein um, I train young people, I train leaders in our communities, I train parents on how to make good decisions so that they can live a better life. Because when you look at the situations where our young people now in these days is really, really sad. Like recently, we are having a drugs like Kush. It's
mm,
one of the dangerous drugs that was actually destroy a lot of lives of young
mm,
people in Sierra Leone. Yeah.
mm,
So coming to the introduction of this Good Choices program, it taught young people to be drugs free. So
mm,
I was able to engage some young people, some children, taught them on how they can free their lives from taking drugs, harmful drugs. So that has also made a lot of impact in the communities. Then also engaging parents on how
mm,
they can live a happy family. Talk to them on how sometimes they can able to manage um, issues that comes up at home because if the two parents are not in good terms, like they are in conflict, the children are going to suffer most. So engaging parents, tell them on how they can live a happy family, has also been a great impact. So also the Good Choices program also talks about how we can take care of our environment by planting trees. There comes in I incorporated the Green School program wherein we plant trees in schools. Then
wow.
also we also do school gardening here. So we have been planting some trees in some school because some schools they are totally deforested, like there is no tree in those schools. You can always see buildings. There is no trees in the surrounding in the school premises. So like in dry season, when the sun is hot, it's going
Mm,
to affect the children. They can live in those classes feeling hot.
yeah.
Sometimes, they cannot concentrate. And learning
Mm,
sometimes is not effective because of the weather.
mm,
So by working on this Good Choices program, we came up with this action that, I think the Good Choices program is talk about we can take care of our environment. Then I asked the kids, the students, how can we take care of the environment? So
mm.
they came up with this action that, we need to plant trees in our school because our schools does not have trees.
Ah,
So we decided to launch this program, yes.
mm,
Also the school gardening program because it also exposes children to practicals like if you are teaching children about agriculture, sometimes you need to practicalize everything, not only in the classroom. So I'm always so proud of this project. Then also, it also talks about um, how we can respect leaders. So it also captures something about human rights. So which also we incorporated part of the program. So I'm so proud of the Good Choices program. This is a project that has made a lot of impact in the communities in Sierra Leone, supported a lot of children.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I like that the focus is on the children because they are the future of where we're all headed to, really. So these are the people we need to be looking out for the most. So, oh, and the Good Choices program, at least I've seen some content on that, and I think it's absolutely fantastic what Dr. Carey is doing across the world with that. So let's get into agriculture. So, as I say, as a director of Care for Farmers initiatives, how do you see sustainable agriculture shaping the future of food and security, economic empowerment in Sierra Leone and Africa at large?
Okay, this one is also a very nice question. Um, this is the second initiative that I will also establish here in Sierra Leone, Care for Farmers Initiative, which its main focus on promoting sustainable agriculture in Sierra Leone and beyond.
Hmm.
So I work with smallholder farmers, wherein 90% of the beneficiaries are women.
Hmm.
But these communities, they have been facing a lot of challenges. Sometimes they grow crops, there is no better harvest at the end. Sometimes they also struggle like to have seeds to go into farming, which is
Hmm.
also another problem for them. So
Hmm.
what we decided as an organization is that we need to come up with training programs wherein these farmers, we can teach them about new innovative agricultural practices that can, you know, promote environmental sustainability, wherein farmers, instead of going into bush burning, deforesting the environment,
Hmm.
they go into regenerative agriculture practice. So we also capture that aspect that we will be working on training local farmers so that they can produce their crops sustainably. Then also, we have started um, groundnut seeds multiplication project where we have started small farm. So this farm is going to we are going to multiply groundnuts in large quantity so that this project can able to benefit a lot of smallholder farmers in different communities
Hmm.
by supply to them like seeds, groundnut seeds, give them the seeds, give them the tools, and also giving them training so that they can able to produce food on their own, so that they can able to support their families, their children to go to school, and also they can able to take care of their health challenges, something like that. So these are all things that we have incorporated. Then also looking at the access to food in the market, like it also has been a challenge for smallholder farmers in remote communities. Sometimes they grow food, they don't have industries that come to them and buy their produce. So
Hmm.
you sometimes look at like food get waste in
Yeah.
the farm. So now we have planned to incorporate this program also by working with industries, working with business peoples. Like
Hmm.
let's say if you have a hotel, you must need some agricultural produce. Like you must need garbage, you must need onions.
Hmm.
So if we have farmers who are producing onions, who are producing garbage, we are going to link them up. We are going to connect them with these farmers. So when they produce, these industries, these business institutions, they are going to buy directly from them. So they are going to benefit directly. This
Hmm.
is also another initiative that we are working on. Then also trade tiers, like wherein farmers can come together. We organize events. Farmers can come together, share out what they can capable of doing, what they are producing, share out the methods in which they use to produce short crops. So these are all programs or activities that we are working on to promote sustainable farming in Sierra Leone. We don't want to see that farmers go into farming activities where it's going to affect the environment. This is something that we are driving out from. We want to see that the farming activity that we are working on promotes environmental resilience. So thank you so much.
Wow, that's amazing. And I really, really like the concept of the food rescue. You're rescuing the food that will otherwise be rotten and you're providing it to local restaurants as well. That's actually something that I was involved with too here in the UK, because there's across the world, there's so much food wastage. And I know we're talking about Africa right now, but even in the UK, there's so much food wastage. People would buy something, try a little bit, no, I don't like it, and they just throw it away. Or restaurants would throw food away. Supermarkets would throw food away. And it's too much. So some charities have gathered together and said, instead of you throwing it away, give it to us and we'll give it to the poor. This is how we maintain sustainability. So thank you very much for what you do. So, Sessay, I know with domestic workers, there's often a side of you that's unseen in the advocacy space. So, what are some of the key challenges that you would say you face, and how is workers advocacy network working towards addressing these issues?
Um, thank you so much. Like initially, I said I'm also working as a human rights activist. I started working with Domestic Workers Advocacy Network on my final year in the university. It was 2021 when I started working with Domestic Workers Advocacy Network. This is an organization that is advocating for the rights and dignity of migrant domestic workers, like migrant domestic workers that move from Sierra Leone, working in Lebanon, Kuwait, Qatar, in different Arab states. So these migrant domestic workers, they are working there without even access to their passport. They face a lot of human rights abuses in those countries. So when these survivors got the opportunity, because the director for this organization is a survivor of this problem, this human trafficking. So she's a survivor here. So this woman decided that, oh, there is a need for us to stand up as women to advocate for the rights and dignity of migrant domestic workers who are living in those countries, because they have a system where they called the kafala system. They have a system there that they call the kafala system. This kafala system does not respect the labor laws of Africans domestic workers in their countries, wherein those migrant domestic workers, they have no voice. Even if you work for a day, you did not receive salary, no one is going to talk for you. So you can work 24 hours a day without having time to rest, without having a good shelter where you can sleep. They also seize your freedom, like wherein you don't communicate with your family back home. So when you go out, if you are caught by the police, they are going to send you to prison because you are not having documents that shows that you are a legal migrant worker in those countries. Because as soon as you arrive in the airport, they are going to collect your passport. So the sponsors that brought you in those countries, they are going to hold your passport. So you will not be having access to your document. So if you are caught in the street, then they are going to handcuff you. They are going to send you to prison. So also a lot of our sisters have
Before
lost their
asking
lives in the Middle
questions,
East.
I mean, if the agents has it, can you direct them to the agents, or they just lock you up anyway?
Well, the agents, in fact, as soon as you arrive there, the agents are going to block your number. You'll not even have access to communicate with the agent. They are
Oh,
going to block your number. So if you call them, there is no way you can communicate to your agent.
oh,
So they refer them as what? Slaves. They work with them and how they want because of and the worst of it, like the contract is written in Arab, wherein
oh.
if you don't know how to read Arabic
Mm,
language, how can you know if this contract I'm signing is will have a detrimental effect to me? You will not
mm,
know. So
mm,
you can just go ahead. They will just ask you that sign this contract. So after signing the contract, let's say you have already signed a contract wherein they will inside the contract that if you work for a month, maybe you are not going to get your salary for this month. You have already signed this contract. So it has been a very difficult moment for our
mm,
sisters living in those Arab states. So
mm,
this organization now started working in Lebanon. You know, the director there advocated for over 200 plus migrant domestic workers in Lebanon. They brought them back to Sierra Leone. They were rescued, sent them back to Sierra Leone. So the organization decided that, oh, we need to find ways in order to support these returnees because they are back home. Families' expectation is very much high. People
mm,
expect them that they have brought money, they have money. They never knew like what they have experienced in those Arab states.
mm,
So the organization decided that, oh, we need to come up with reintegration program wherein we are going to support these migrant domestic workers by providing them with medical support and also provide them with skills training program so that they can become self-reliant. If they have
mm,
already learned about tailoring, if they know how to sew, so this skill is going to help them like they are going to create a business on their own rather than traveling to those Arab countries to work for a salary that they will not get. So
mm,
we incorporated a skills training program wherein the institution have tailoring department and also computer science.
mm,
And the other department is home management and also cosmetology. So these are the four programs that the initiative is also working on. So they also have the Seed Solidarity Program, wherein the organization is also working on farming, producing, supporting mothers club in those communities, giving them seeds so that they can grow food on their own. Then at the same time, working on advocacy on human trafficking, educating people about human trafficking so that they can prevent themselves from become victims.
mm,
So
mm,
these are some of the programs that the organization is working on. And also working on advocacy like lobbying with government institutions, with law enforcement agencies in Sierra Leone
mm,
and also in the Middle East, so that they can able to update their policies
mm,
so that those policies will respect the rights and dignity of migrant domestic workers. So this is something that also the organization is working on in order to support our sisters who are still working in those countries. Because the problem here is, even if you tell people that don't travel, if you go in those countries, you are going to experience the. But for the fact that they don't have anything to do back home, there is no
yeah,
job that they can do. So even if you tell them that don't travel, they will still travel.
yeah,
So that is why we decided that, okay, we cannot just tell people that don't travel, it's rates. But
mm,
we have program that if you work on this program, if you attend our training institution, life will be better than traveling to the Middle East. So this
mm,
is the way that we intervene in order to salvage the situation, in order to rescue them. So we incorporated this training program, which is all making a lot of impact. So upon
mm,
graduation, what we do is that we give them startup kits. Like we had our first graduation ceremony on the 15th February this year, 2025,
mm,
wherein we have 82. survivors graduated in our training institution. So they were giving startup kits. Like we donated like sewing machines. We gave them computers. We gave them hairdressing equipment and many other things which they benefited. So this is how we work with domestic migrant domestic workers advocacy network.
Wow, wow, that is amazing. And you touched on a point there, actually, when they have something that they see within their own country that is of value, that gives them something to wake up for, to live for, then they won't have to go searching in all these other nations and getting themselves in situations that are just so horrible. So thank you for what you're doing. I know that you are also involved with the Global Schools Program. And how do you think global education initiatives can be localized to better serve African communities and honor indigenous knowledge?
I became an advocate for Global School Program 3 months ago.
Hmm.
Um, it's a program that is part of the UN initiative promoting SDG across the world. So this program is aiming to, train young advocates that can work in their different school because I'm also working as a teacher. I'm also working as a teacher in my school. So I was selected to be an advocate of my school and also the schools around Sierra Leone, wherein we engage schools for them to incorporate SDGs in their school curriculum. We also teach students, teachers on SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals, and also Education for Sustainable Development. So this is our mandate. Like we organize webinars, we organize workshops, we also come up with school activities that promote SDG in schools setting. So I think it's a good one that other schools can also incorporate because we have been going through a lot as a result of mismanaging our resources. For
Hmm.
instance, let's say if we are teaching students about agriculture,
Hmm.
let's say under post-harvest losses. So it's very good that not only teaching students about this theory about post-harvest, how they can manage the produce very well so that it will not get mismanaged. So we can incorporate this program within this particular topic by maybe having a field trip. We take the children in the community
Hmm.
where people are harvesting their crop and tell them that um, this is a crop, let's say a groundnut time. You can see that some farmers leave their groundnuts in the farm, wherein um, sometimes the groundnuts get wasted. Sometimes they did not take good care of their produce. So taking the kids in these communities will help them to learn a lot about post-harvest losses because they can see it practically. So this
Hmm.
is what the Global School Program is trying to do. For instance, also I work on this school garden program. There, if you go through my Facebook page, you can see some activities that we held weeks ago that we took set of children
Hmm.
and outside the school setting where we design the school garden. So we teach them about measurement. We taught
Hmm.
them also about how to construct ridges. We also taught them on how to plant, doing it practically, not only in the classroom. We
Hmm.
taught them on the different type of crops that we planted. We taught them on how they can take care of these crops. So it's something like practical, not only in the theory, because sometimes when you see something, you can learn from it,
Mm,
not only by hearing, but when you see it practically. If you
mm,
talk about a car, then you see the car, then definitely, even if you go somewhere, you not never forget. So this is the essence of the global school program, wherein we believe um, on practicalize everything that we taught
mm,
in the school.
mm.
So I think
Wow.
it is a good initiative that other schools within Africa can able to work in, and it can elevate education across the world.
Wow, that's amazing. So I am mindful of time a little bit here. So I have two more questions for you. Um, with your background in community development and human rights education, Sir Sessay, what advice would you give to the young Africans that are passionate about driving social change but unsure where to begin?
This one is very much nice. Sometimes I would also love to be a mentor for other young people, because when I started, I thought it will never happen as a
Mm,
result of no support, having no one to come around me to give me advice. So I was in a state of dilemma, like, how am I going to achieve this without this? But there is one thing in me that I always believe that I can do it.
mm,
So I believe if young people have this perspective that there is nothing impossible, whatever thing that they want to go into, they have to have the faith that I can do this one. Then also look for look for people that have been in this particular journey that you want to go into. Connect with them so that they can be your mentors. They can be your, they can give you advice. I think it's very much helpful. For instance, when I started this initiative, I know Dr. Carey has been working with global pioneers.
mm,
So I was very close with Dr. Carey. I study everything, every move that he has been working on how he promotes his own organization. I think
mm.
that has also helped me a lot in order for me to promote the work that I'm doing.
Oh,
So
I like
whosoever
that.
that want to go into short journey must
Mm,
possess some of these qualities. And also
mm,
patience is very more key.
mm.
Things cannot happen overnight. It must take time.
Wow.
And
So I
also
like
be
that.
real with your goals.
So be patient. It takes time. Follow the ones who have been there before and are still in there. Have a mentor, like you spoke about Dr. Carey being one of your mentors who really led you and guided you, and you were able to be inspired by him. So that's amazing. And never give up. That's a big one as well. So thank you for that. I'm not rushing
Yes.
you, just that I'm very mindful of the time that we have here. So this is a final question that would need to be answered in no more than 2 minutes. So the final question is, in your view, Sir Sessay, what does true leadership look like in today's Africa? And how can platforms like the Queendom Chronicles magazine and the Limitless Leaders Lounge, which we're on now, how can they contribute to nurturing such leadership?
Can you come again?
So, in your view, what does true leadership look like in today's Africa? And how can platforms like the Queendom Chronicles and this show we're on, Limitless Leaders Lounge, how can they contribute to nurturing such leadership? So, what does leadership
Okay.
look like to you, and how can this platform be able to nurture that kind of leadership?
All right. I think true leadership is everything about being being real with the people that you are working with. Um, like you have to master all the qualities of a leader. Without that, you cannot execute your responsibility. You cannot do what the people are expecting. You have to have empathy of the people that you're subordinate. you have to be honest with the people that you are serving. These are all things that leaders must able to possess. We are facing a state of dilemma with leaders in Africa. Most of them, because of sometimes they are selfish, like they only care about themselves rather than the people that they are serving. So we have to be conscious of that as leaders. We have to be representative, like we are serving people. We have to represent them in whatever situation. In what we have to be in their shoes when they need us. We need to come in. We don't need to go out of them. So like for the African Kingdom Federation, I think they have started a leadership program, which is very much good. That I was part of the workshop yesterday held by Dr. Carey. So I think because I believe in learning every day, because it's something that elevates the work that I'm doing. So incorporating this leadership program, I think is very much good for the African Kingdom Federation to walk into, because it will help to inspire a lot of young-minded youth across the world so that they can build their leadership skills and able to um, work as leaders in their communities, in their different countries. So that's also very much key, for the kingdom to focus in. Then also supporting the dreams of these leaders that are working on is very more key, because I can be a leader, I can have a dream to achieve, but without support, it will be very more difficult for me to achieve my dream.
Absolutely. So thank you for that. So what you're saying here is be real, as in be trustworthy to be a leader. You need to be empathetic. You need to be honest with the people you are working with and with yourself as well. And you need to be selfless. Put yourself in the other person's shoe. And this is what it means to be a leader to you. And you've also said that the Queendom Chronicles magazine and African Kingdom Federation should be able to support new upcoming leaders through various programs like the one you just mentioned, the leadership program that is run by Sir Carey. So that is amazing, and I do thank you for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have had Sir Sessay here today, and it's been an incredible conversation. So as we come to a conclusion, this enlightening dialogue that we've just had with Sir Sessay, we are reminded that leadership is not about titles. It's about service. It's about compassion and an unwavering commitment to uplifting others. His work across education, agriculture, human rights, and environmental advocacy really offers a shining example of the transformative power of purpose-driven action. So here at Queendom Chronicles magazine, which is led by the African Kingdom Federation and the Limitless Leaders Lounge, who is in partnership with the African Kingdom Federation, we salute all you leaders out there like Sir Sessay, who inspire a new generation to rise, to lead, and to serve others with heart. So once again, I thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Sir Sessay, for being with us today. It has been extremely wonderful. Until next time, goodbye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I
Oh,
appreciate you a
thank
lot.
you.
God bless you.
God bless.